Good morning, you guys. It is Amanda and Barron on Kickin'Cancer Cares on KSLM Radio.
With exciting news.
Dun, dun, dun.
You've been waiting a long time to announce this.
We have a new sponsor.
Yes.
And it's Venti's.
Yes.
I am obsessed with Venti's restaurant. Have you had their food?
I'm obsessed with the Boulder. I don't even order anything else. I just order the Boulder wrap.
What is that?
The Boulder wrap? Oh my gosh.
I'm so new to Venti's, and it's everything I've had is
black
so good.
beans and Swiss cheese, and I put chicken in there, and you can order the different kind of rice, and then they roll it up in these flour tortillas, and then I get the chips and I smother it in peanut sauce.
And it's about this big around.
Yeah.
My goodness.
It's delish.
It's
delish.
It's good. It's
Okay.
good. Actually, I haven't anything at Venti's that's not good,
Right.
but that one's really good.
Their Buddha burger. I can't get over it. I have to go get it again. It was so good. What's your favorite thing from Venti's?
Oh, so many.
You like one of those bowls too, don't you?
Yeah, they have like this Mediterranean bowl that's really good. And then if I'm just kind of in a comfort mood, they actually have really good macaroni and cheese.
They have so
Really
many.
good
I love
macaroni
that
and
they
cheese.
have really healthy options, vegan options, meat options, and then they've got wholesome options too.
Yeah.
So
Beer
they've got-
cheese soup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beer cheese
They're-
soup.
It's like a beer of cheese. Oh my gosh! I try. You're not lying. I tried it and I couldn't believe it. Because I don't like beer cheese, and it was
No.
it was so good.
Well, the thing I love about Venti's, to be in the second half, you look at Mike's at Oddmo's.
Mm-hmm.
He has healthy options and he has healthier options.
Yes.
Nothing there is an unhealthy option.
Mm-hmm.
Now, his pizza that is about this thick that has 2 pounds of cheese on it may not be the healthiest option.
Right.
But it's still better than other pizza places in town.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And even with Dino's, like if you just want that comfort food, that macaroni and cheese is super good. Is it the healthiest thing he has? No.
Right.
But it's still not unhealthy.
But what I like it is that me and my husband and my kids can go out to eat, and I can eat very healthy, and they can eat whatever they want, and it still be delicious, and it's a win-win for everybody across
Absolutely.
the board.
Yeah.
Well, I have a fun win-win announcement for you.
Okay.
In 3 weeks,
Win-win.
we are recording this show live. Well, not live. We're going to record at Venti's.
Yes.
We're going to Venti's,
I'm getting a Buddha burger. You guys will be able to see it.
and we'll have cameras in the kitchen, and we're going to show you what Venti's is all about. Dino has agreed to do a show for Kickin'Cancer, and he's in the process of redoing his menu. And this was his idea to begin with. He wanted to show what on his menu had anti-cancer properties.
Oh.
So now you'll see a little donkey next to the items that are
cool.
anti-cancer.
That is so cool.
Like you'll have the little jalapeno popper if it's hot.
Yeah.
And you'll have a little donkey if it has anti-cancer properties.
Oh my gosh.
I love the
My ass is
I know,
everywhere.
right? That's
It's
so
everywhere.
cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah. Well, what is really fun for me is you guys have the black and white on, but I decided to wear this shirt on purpose because Stephanie is now in charge of the Polar Plunge.
Yes.
And we're going to get deeper into that. But the Polar Plunge has a lot of sentimental meaning for me. When I decided to do the first one, it's because Michael Brown, who, by the way, Michael's jumping with us again this year.
Okay, yes.
Michael's signed up on our team.
Your team's huge.
Yeah, I think we're up to 14 or 15 now.
Your goal was 20 though, right?
The goal is 20.
Yeah.
We're not quite there yet. But we do have a pretty good sized team. And currently our team is in the lead as far as money raised.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
So, but I just, I got to know Bill and he made our shirts for us. I met Michael to get the cancer out of Michael's brain. When he was 4, they used some adult dose of chemo. So even at 35, he's mentally about 14 years old. So he qualifies for Special Olympics. And I thought, why don't I do something for another nonprofit? And so that became important to me. And I went and jumped in the water the first time. And I remember you and Terry had a show back then. And I'm dressed up like Batman that year. Jumped with Mike Adams and Amy Ryan Corser. And you guys pulled me into the show. And you made a comment about me being a superhero. I said, no, these kids are superheroes. And her reaction was just so pure. I'm like, we might be able to do a show together. So that was kind of the impetus for this show, was that your reaction.
Yeah.
Well, the next year we decided to do the show live from the Polar Plunge, which we will do it again this year. We'll do the show live from the Polar Plunge.
Super excited to have you.
And our guest for that one is Brenda.
Oh, yes.
Brenda's plunging with
That's
us.
right.
And she'll be our guest. But that year it was awful weather. like the winds came in.
I'm sorry. There's no good weather jumping into an ice cold pool in February.
But
I just need to throw that out there.
But do you remember that year?
Bless your heart.
The first year, it was like 40-something degrees.
Yeah.
And the problem with those really beautiful days is your brain doesn't realize how cold that water is until you get in it. Because it's actually pretty nice outside.
Yes.
That second year, like I was trying to keep my skin warm.
Yeah, it
Because
was
the rain,
cold.
the wind, it almost blew our tent away.
Yes.
That
Yes.
second year.
That's right.
In fact, our neighboring tent was Serpro. It did blow that tent over the fence.
It did.
The second
Yes.
year, right? But you and I jumped together the second year, right?
did.
And we were all in red. KSLM came together. We had this KSLM team. We're all in red. We were calling ourselves the Mask Warriors that year. And then last year, we are getting ready to go, and all of a sudden we see Andy Carson's from Channel 12 News. We got a picture of you and I with Eddie Carson's, and it was funny because as we're getting out of the pool, Amy Madonka from Lava Bank is behind me, and my foot just couldn't find the bottom rung. And she's like, "Get out, it's cold."
Move.
Here it is, wintertime. Sure, it's sunny, but it's cold. What do you say we jump in a freezing cold pool, all for a good cause?
We are kicking off the 2024 Polar Plunge season. This is our first of 8 plunges. 100% of the proceeds from this event support about 5,000 athletes.
It's a great cause, and it's fun to show up. Like, this is a really fun event.
People sign up, they fundraise, and they come and jump in a nice cold body of water. Most of the plunges have a 5K that takes place. The runners will go out and do a 5K, and then they go right into the body of water.
Is it always in a pool or?
No, sometimes it's in the river. In Portland, we're at Willamette Park, in the Willamette River.
Do you know what the temperature of the water is?
I think it's about 40 degrees. We'll be throwing some ice in right before everyone plunges. And I've heard it's colder than the river plunges because the water's not moving and you cannot just plunge in up to your waist. You're all in.
There's also a costume aspect of this.
There is.
Why is that?
People love to dress up. It just adds to the fun of it.
Here we go. So is it Duck Dynasty or is it ZZ Top or what is it you guys are going for here?
We are the Bearded Villains of Western Oregon.
We're a charity organization, so all we do is different charity events. So this is one that we do every year.
So I went to my friends at Goodwill, and they gave me a couple of choices, a shark or a mermaid. Which one do you think I should use? Did you really think I'd do the mermaid? Come on, let's do it. What'd you think of it?
It was excellent, actually. It's cold. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's cold. And she's behind me going, "Get out of the pool, it's cold."
Have you done this before?
No, this is my first year. Doing this for a couple years for Walker Middle School.
The question is, will you do it again?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
And why do you do this?
It's for the kids. It's for the kids. It's not for me. For Unified, for Special Olympics.
You ready for this?
I don't know. I'm ready. Are you ready? That's the question.
I'm not going in.
Oh, no, you have to go in.
2, 1,
Ago, it wasn't quite cold enough, so they dumped ice in there for you guys.
Shame
That's
on them.
terrible.
It's just for aesthetics.
Yeah.
It does not make the water colder, I guarantee you.
In Corvallis, they actually jump into the Willamette, so I wouldn't want that in Salem.
So
No, I'll take the pool.
The clean pool. Yeah, for sure.
because I've done Corvallis and I've done the pool, I will tell anyone, if you've never done this before and you want to pick one, pick Corvallis for 2 reasons. It's the water's moving. It's the river. So it actually is a little bit warmer than the pool. But more importantly, you're going down this boat ramp. And so if you get 3/4 the way down, you change your mind, you just run back out.
I've heard that people just splash themselves.
Yeah,
and
okay,
then,
I got wet.
I'm out.
Here,
I'm out.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
And I would, Maddie will agree with this. Once you're at the edge and they say plunge, you're committed.
Yeah.
Like you're wet. You don't, and you're all the way in. Whereas with the river, it's like, yeah, that's cold, and you row back out.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So the Polo Plunge is an annual event that supports the Special Olympics, and it helps them with their programs and keeps those programs going. What I love about Special Olympics is it's not age specific. So you can be 4 years old, or you could be 400, but you know what I mean? And so when they do basketball and swimming and cheerleading, and the Special Olympics cheerleaders are going to do a little dance to open the ceremony up this year. And our MCs this year are Zach Stone and Jason Conrad. And then we have two Special Olympians, Elijah, who works with the Capitals, and then Kevin Zwart, who's actually on the poster I just gave you. They're two Special Olympians, and they are going to be running around. The polar bear will be there. We'll have the backdrops so we can do selfies and take pictures. And Serve Pro is one of the biggest sponsors this year, which is awesome. But I am still looking for plungers. I am still looking for teams, and I am still looking for sponsorships. And we're about a month out. So apparently this is normal for the plunge, that everyone just kind of thinks, oh yeah, on March 1st, this is something I want to do. But they don't think about that until after the first of the year, and they kind of get things rolling.
Well, and today is February the 1st, so we are literally a month out from this plunge.
Exactly.
I am guilty. I still haven't signed up, but I am jumping and I am signing up.
See, and that's what I think what the mindset is for a lot of people. But even Corvallis is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, and I still don't have the numbers. And we expect around 400 people.
Wow.
I mean, it's a lot.
Big one.
It's a big one. And there's a lot that goes into it. And so please, if you're going to plunge, sign up. There is one change this year, and I hope that people understand that there's a registration fee this year of $25. But that goes towards your overall money. So essentially you're pledging yourself $25 to jump in the pool, and then you can recoup that however you want and get sponsors and people to sponsor you and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I think that was a great addition, because in the years past, you just went and clicked a button, you were going to plunge. And I think Salem is pretty good about actually raising some money if you're going to plunge. But in Corvallis, you've got a lot of college kids, and it's a fun thing to do. And so you sign up as a college student, and you don't raise any money. But you get all the fun.
Yeah.
And I use fun in air quotes.
Right.
You get the fun of plunging, but it's still a fundraiser.
Right. And it's interesting that you mentioned that, because you're 100% correct. They all come in droves. Like they come all together.
Oh, the
and
Greeks
it's a lot of it.
show
It's like the Greeks show up, and then they show up with their cash. So they've literally got money bags full of dollars or pennies that they've collected or whatever. And so they now have their own check-in area just for the Greek life, because they bring thousands of dollars all in cash and don't do any of the pledging online.
Right.
It's the craziest thing. They're like, well, I know my dad paid my, $25 or whatever. And it's like, well, they didn't.
Yeah.
So this year, that's one of the things that we're changing, is they have to sign up ahead of time, and they have to pay at least the $25.
Yeah.
But you have to pledge $60 just to get a t-shirt. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And if anyone would like to pledge Amanda, you can email Amanda at
KSLM.news and light that fire under my tush.
Yes, absolutely. Do it.
Well, I know that I was just so thrilled that first year. I got a couple of pretty good sized donations, and what was really funny is that first year I had signed up, just me. I don't really ever try to get a team, but it always seems to work out that way. But then I'm at Kaiser Chamber, just saying, hey, would you guys all help me out? And Amy Ryan Corser, who's in the crowd, looks right at Mike Adams, and she said, I challenged Mike that I will raise more money to him. Well, what's Mike going to do? Say no in front of the entire chamber? So Mike and I and Amy kind of had this competition, the three of us, as to who would raise the most money. And Mike and I were kind of back and forth. And Amy had forgotten, and she put all of her donations in the day of. And she passed Mike, and he's like, she sandbagged me.
She's cheater.
That's funny.
But Amy and I both made top 50 in the state for fundraising. Wow. The second year I made top 100 in the state. But last year, Matt, who's plunging with us, Matt Miller, Matt made top 50 in the state last year too.
Wow.
Because yes, it's a fun event where you go, and the energy, I mean, we've been there. The energy is huge the day of, but that's the day of. It's all leading up to fundraising. And basically we've got a month to just get the word out to please just pledge us. Please pledge anything, $25, $100, whatever you can do to help us raise as a team. As a team, the Kicking Cancer team, we want to raise $5,000.
Yep.
That's our goal.
I love that so much. And we appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah.
Do you know where Mike is going to be this year for the plunge?
No.
Sandy Beach in Hawaii.
Yeah, last year was in Mexico.
Gosh dang.
I told
Right?
Mike,
I was like, darn it. Come on, dude.
last time he told me he would plunge, I said, that warm water doesn't count, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, we should tell him he has to virtually plunge.
Oh, yeah. Send us a video. Send us a video. Well,
Put it on here.
yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Well, I am excited with our team this year. We've got some really good businesses that have already said they want to help. I do know that Amy Madonka, she said whatever she raises, the bank will match.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right? And they
Super
did that last year too. And I'm excited that from here alone, it's not just Amanda. Jackie has always plunged with us. Her fiance and his son. So there's 4 currently from the station that are going to plunge with us. And then because Brenda's flying in for the honored evening, I said, "Do you want to plunge?" She says, "Okay."
Okay. It scares me every year, but it's like, okay, I have to be bigger. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. And if this one little plunge, I can do that. I can do that.
Well, the good news for you is this year you'll have Brenda holding your hand on one side, and I'll hold your hand on the other side.
And that terrifies me because I have to plug my nose too. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Shallow in, hands held, blow out.
I'll let go just as we jump. How's that? I'll let go as we jump.
Just blow out.
So funny. Oh my gosh.
My nose when I
Yeah.
get in the water.
Yeah.
I have to be in the shallow end because I don't know how to swim.
Oh
All
my
the things.
She doesn't.
gosh.
So here's
I was
the
a
funny.
coach for 27 years.
I can doggy paddle.
I can teach you how to swim. We
So
can have private little time together.
The funny story, Stephanie, is it was that second year when we were pulling together the KSLM team, and we invited Jessica Carpenter, who was running this thing at the time, and so she's in here. We're doing the interview, and you agreed on the spot to plunge.
I did. And I was like,
And I'm
what
like,
did I do?
You told me you don't like water.
I hate water. I hate water. Hot tubs, pools, rivers. You won't see me in them ever.
And yet you plunge every year.
And I'll plunge every year, yes. Well, it all started when my son, he had some feeding tubes and disabilities when he was younger. And after he was in Philadelphia for his surgery and everything, and then we came back home, and I was still a high school student, and I needed to go back to school, and my school had childcare. But he was special needs, and they wouldn't take him because he had a feeding pump with the backpack that had to be ran 23 hours a day. And then I advocated for him because it was like, he's still a child that still needs daycare, and you can treat him the same. He just has a feeding tube. It doesn't set him apart that much. And so I met with a lot of people and advocated for him, and he got to go to the daycare, and it was really cool. And so when the Polar Plunge first popped up, it made me think of him and just showing up for those people that need a little bit more of an extra voice, because they are just like us. They just, and so it's really cool. So I love what the Polar Plunge stands for, and just everyone's own meaning behind it as well.
Well, speaking of own meaning, I would like you to know why she's wearing white.
Oh.
Would you share with us why you're wearing white?
Yeah, I was sharing. I lost my dad in April. It'll be 2 years in April, and he died of lung cancer. And his lung cancer came from Agent Orange poisoning as being a Vietnam vet. And I know there's other things that you can say about cancer that might start with an F word, but it never touched it. My grandmother passed away from lung cancer. And not to say but she was a smoker, and she didn't take very good care of herself. But this one, I had the white ribbon on my Facebook the whole time we were fighting, and he went down pretty hard and pretty quickly. So
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So I wear white, and so we've got a special event coming up,
Which is maybe a good time to talk about that.
Yeah.
So there's some things that are happening this year with Kicking Cancer that I'm really excited about. We're pushing for communities. We're going to expand out to other locations. And it just changes the dynamics of the cost to keep this organization moving forward. Now that Matt's on our board, we had kind of a think tank meeting. It was Stephanie and Matt and I, and then Victoria Shen was at that meeting too. And the initial idea was that we would do like those lunches or breakfasts you go to where there's going to be someone asking you to donate to the organization. And in amongst that meeting, I think it was Victoria that brought this idea up. You brought this idea.
No, I'm sorry. She brought the idea of the event up. I'm the one that said that we have donor fatigue and no more lunches.
So, and I agree with Stephanie that if you, just for an example, with Nell, Dick with Nell, I think it was his wife said she'd gone to 13 of them over the course of a 3-week period of time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because everyone has the free lunch and the free breakfast, and we just really wanted to step outside that box.
So describe what we're doing. This is, and I'm going to try to cry because this is really amazing what we have planned, and it's later this year.
Okay.
So I have always thought that when you go to an event, your ticket should be your donation. Anything above that should be extra. So what kind of event can you have? Well, Salem used to host a myriad of events where you just bought a ticket and attended a gala or a ball. And so based on Victoria's kind of idea and my idea, we're going to do a gala of colors. And it's going to be held at the Elsinore Theater. And I have a really well-known country star coming. I'm going to start crying myself. Country star coming. You're going to pay a price to come into the event, but you're going to come dressed in the color that's affected you. So I will be dressed in all white that night.
Okay.
And then our honorees will be up on stage and do a parade of their colors. So Victoria will be wearing pink and so on. And
as that person, so we'll just say white, as the person in white comes across with a parade, we're going to tell the crowd, if you're here for white, stand up.
Okay.
And if you're here for blood cancer, which is orange, stand up. And if you're here for skin cancer, which is black, stand up. Okay. So gradually, what we envision happening is the entire crowd will be standing at one point.
Standing at one point. And
can you just even visualize?
I know, right? Right? And so this person will play a 90-minute set of just really wholesome, good country music. Like she's absolutely amazing. I adore her. I planned her sister's wedding. I've known her for a very long time, and she's really coming up out of the ranks right now. And at the end
she did an amazing job with the national anthem at that packer.
She sang the national.
Yeah.
She sang the national anthem for the Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving Day.
And when she hits that high note, the camera catches the coach, and he's like, "Whoa!" That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of and the home of the
But at the end of the evening, Varen has this incredible video, and we'll add to it of those that we've lost over the years and who we're honoring. And the event will end with that video and a QR code. No ask, No, nobody's going to come and sucker punch you and ask you to open your checkbook. It's really your ticket will be the donation for Kicking Cancer. And so the Elsinore holds 1,300 people.
Wow.
And so we got a little big for our britches and thought, well, we can sell 1,000 tickets. And then we thought, well, okay.
And I had to put the budget together for the board.
Yeah.
And as we're budgeting for this, I'm like, okay, let's be realistic. We probably could sell this place out. We probably could do 1,000, but I don't want to put that on paper.
Right.
So on paper, we think we can sell 700 tickets.
Okay.
That's still $70,000.
Yeah.
Back into the organization. And that's not including the sponsorships and that kind of thing. But we really think that this evening is going to be an uplifting time. Just to have a good time giving to a great organization without being sucker punched anytime in the evening and being asked for more money.
Yeah. So it's like kind of like the honoring evening, but on a public.
Yeah.
So that's why I said the honoring's always been semi-private. We have found a way to take the honoring evening
The people.
to the people.
Listening.
We're taking this to the people.
Yeah. I think it's going to be an incredible evening. Elsinore Theater in October of this year. Until I have the ink on the paper, I don't want to say her name, but she's pretty freaking incredible.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So
I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
it's going to be an amazing evening. And as we were describing this, I think we both got a little teary just because we could both visualize this audience with everybody staying.
I did. I seen it all.
And what's interesting, I told Baron this. I went to the beach with my girlfriend. And we were talking, and Baron had called, and so I kind of gave her the backstory of this thing. We're driving down the road, and I'm explaining the same way I just explained it to you. I look over, and she's weeping, and I was like, "Stacy," she's like, "You're making me cry." So I think it's going to be pretty incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah. But I think here's the reality: is almost everybody's life has been affected by cancer.
Oh,
and
yeah,
and this is our way of saying this is the Gala of Colors, and we honor you for whatever your families had to go through. Come have an amazing evening with an amazing performer. Your ticket is your donation. We would like you to help us keep this thing moving forward.
Absolutely.
So there's a QR code, so please donate more if you can. But we're not going to put an envelope in front of you to say, with it's just really hard, you have to fill a checkout, right? That's not what this is.
Okay.
So that's what's coming.
Okay, that's awesome.
It's going to be so fun.
That is. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome. You're
I
welcome.
can't wait for Polar Plunge. Be freezing for a reason.
Freezing for a reason.
That's
what we do.
All right. Huge shout out to Venties, our new sponsor for Kicking Cancer on our second half. So go check them out if you guys have not already tried them. I recommend the Buddha Burger. So good. And add the soy bacon. Oh my gosh, game changer. Game changer for sure. And we'll be back next week
as the movement continues.